we wanted to break away from the traditional July 4th celebrations, in which the spirit of that document, with its call for rebellion and revolution, is most often missing. So I'm going to read a column written by the late, great Howard Zinn. It was published in 1975, and the title is The Brooklyn Bridge and the Spirit of the Fourth. In New York, a small army of policemen, laid off and angry, have been blocking the Brooklyn Bridge. Garbage workers are letting the refuse pile up in the streets. In Boston, some young people on Mission Hill are illegally occupying an abandoned house to protest the demolition of a neighborhood. And elderly people, on the edge of survival, are fighting Boston Edison's attempt to raise the price of electricity. So, this looks like a good 4th of July with the spirit of rebellion proper to the Declaration of Independence. The Declaration, adopted 199 years ago today, says, although those in high places do not like to be reminded of this, that government is not sacred, that it is set up to give people an equal right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, and that if it fails to do this, it is the right of the people to, quote, alter or to abolish it. This Declaration of Independence became an embarrassment to the Founding Fathers almost immediately. Some of George Washington's soldiers resented the rich in New York, Boston, and Philadelphia who were profiting from the war. And when the Continental Congress in 1781 voted half pay for life to officers of the Revolution and nothing for the enlisted men, there was mutiny in the New Jersey and Pennsylvania lines. Washington ordered 2 young mutineers shot, quote, as an example. The shovelfuls of earth covering their bodies also smudged the words of the Declaration, 5 years old and already ignored, that all men are created equal. Enslaved blacks in Boston took those words seriously too, and during the Revolution they petitioned the Massachusetts General Court for their freedom, but, as we know, the Revolution was not fought for them. It did not seem to be fought for the poor white farmers either, who, after serving in the war, now faced high taxes and seizure of homes and livestock for non-payment. In western Massachusetts, they organized, blocking the doors of courthouses to prevent foreclosures. This was known as Shays' Rebellion. The militia finally routed them, and the Founding Fathers hurried to Philadelphia to write the Constitution, to set up a government where such rebellions could be carefully controlled. Arguing for the Constitution, James Madison said that it would, quote, hold back a rage for paper money, for an abolition of debts, and for an equal division of property, or for any other improper or wicked project. The Constitution took the stirring phrase of the Declaration of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness and changed it to life, liberty, and property. The Declaration was now only a historic document. The Constitution became the law of the land. Both documents were written by whites. Many of these were slaveholders. All were men. And so women gathered in 1848 in Seneca Falls, New York, and adopted their own declaration, saying, "We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men and women are created equal." The Constitution was written by the rich, who set up a government to protect their property. Gerald Ford is still doing it. Well, they say he is a good guy. He certainly has been good to big business. He has arranged for gasoline prices and heating bills to go up while the oil companies make enormous profits. He vetoed a bill that would allow interest rates of 6% for homeowners, while the nation's 10 biggest banks made $2 billion in profits last year. Unemployment, food, rent are all rising, but $7 billion in tax breaks went to 160,000 very wealthy people last year. So it's no wonder the spirit of rebellion is growing. No wonder that even police, paid to be the keepers of law and order, and then laid off when they have served their purpose, are catching a bit of that spirit. It is fitting for this 4th of July, for this anniversary of the Declaration of Independence.